I was tagged in this story by the creator, Izzy Roy. She wanted me to see this for some reason, and I'm going to report on it. I'm not going to share the video, but I will make sure that you can see the link if you want to, because her mom is using very abusive language towards her. Now, this girl is 20 years old and she had to move back home because she had moved out and then she got with a man who was abusive. So she moved back home. She's 20 years old and she has a job and she's looking to buy a car. And her mother, because she is looking to buy a car, is berating her and using abusive language towards her. So Izzy made two videos. Just basically, you can hear her mother, and her mother is like, she's going to call the cops on her daughter if she gets a car, and no, she cannot buy a car. Izzy is using her own money that she's going to work for because she's trying to get a car, and then she is trying to also move out of her parents' house because her mother has been abusive. And like one of my mutuals says right here, she hates that she can't control you anymore. She's trapped and you have a way out. Do not let her stop you. Sometimes your biggest bullies are who you grew up with. Sometimes your biggest bullies are your parents. And so that is one of the reasons why it it is so unnerving, it's so irritating when people come to my videos when I'm showing other people's experiences or talking about other people's experiences, only to have other people let us all know that they had such a wonderful mother and they couldn't understand just letting their mother go or going no contact or whatever. Not everybody has the same experiences as you. Sometimes some people's mothers are actual bullies. Izzy goes on to say that child abuse services (CAS), she's in Canada, I believe, have come to their house, but they haven't done anything because narcissists know how to change their mask around other people. But if you listen to the voice of this woman, if you click into the link that I will put in the description, or if you're on TikTok, just go to the comment. You can hear her mother. And this is what bullies do. But the children don't have an outlet. They can't go anywhere when your biggest bullies are your parents. You guys go ahead and give the links a listen. Like I said, for my YouTube people, I will provide the link. And for my YouTube people, I'm going to attach a story time. But go ahead, visit her page, and listen to these yourself. Understand that there is a reason why some of these parents are getting kids that go no contact with them, because they have been bullied throughout their childhood. And so they deserve to have some peace once they can get away. Y'all go ahead and let me know what you think about this one.
Tis the story time. So, I honestly don't even know where to start. Um, so my mother thing, very, angry lady. So, ever since I was a kid, she, used to hit us and stuff, and CAS was in and out of our house. My mom broke my wrist. A couple days actually before, that video was taken. Today, December 8th, right after dinner. Anyways, how that happened was me and my dad were literally having a conversation because I just got a new job and I'm making good money. And I'm talking about how I'm getting a car before I move out because that's practical. Like, I'm not gonna move out and then have no means to get to work. Like, that's just gonna be a waste of money if I'm Ubering to and from work every day. That's $40 one way. Like, I'm not spending $80 a day just so I can move out. But essentially, me and my dad have an agreement that I can live there because I was living on my own, but I was with an abusive ex-boyfriend, so I had to move back home, which is completely normal. I've been through stuff, so I don't really care if any of you judge me. But, anyways, my mom wasn't very happy about me moving back home anyways, so ever since that, she's been trying to convince my sisters that I'm a loser, a failure. because I moved back home. But I live in Ontario, in the GTA. Everything's super expensive now. Like, it's like $2,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment at this point. Like, I just want to get a car and then hopefully get out of there as fast as I can, because my mom is super abusive and super narcissistic. And an issue I have, like, the reason why it doesn't stop is because, one, CAS, all those child services, they don't do anything. They don't. They come in your house, they're like, sure, there's some people out there that, like, actually care, but most of them just want money in their pocket, and they get paid to be there anyways, so. But every time there's a worker in our house, they just leave, because they either don't want to deal with my mother, or they just shrug it off, because every narcissist puts on some fake front when somebody else comes, and it's like she's this perfect lady, and I'm the issue, when I'm not the issue. I could post every single video I have of my mother screaming, but I choose not to, because I wasn't going for embarrassing her, because as much drama as I have, she's still my mother. I don't know. I'm young, so I don't really know. Like, maybe I'm going to think differently over 10 years' time. Probably will. But the only reason I stay is because of my sisters who are young. My 13-year-old sister's smoking weed, cutting herself, super depressed because of my mom. And I'm not afraid to say that. And I'm not afraid to blame it on her. My 13-year-old sister shouldn't be doing that. And I know it's because of my mother, because she constantly degrades us every day. She calls me a fat B-word, or a lard ass, or a bunch of stuff. Excuse my language. But, like, it's getting to the point where it's too much. The reason why I posted that was because a couple days ago, I went over the top because of how angry I was with my mother. I didn't do anything. I've just been so angry the past few days that I made a decision to finally post it. Because I'm like, you know what? Maybe if people actually see what she's about, or maybe she'll see it. But, I don't know. It's hard to think what to do anymore, right? Like, I'm getting to the point where, like, I'm buying a car. Like, I'm buying a car soon. The issue she has is just me doing anything for myself. Like, there's a part of the video, like, that video is, like, long. I just cut it because there's a lot of private information being spewed out through it. But throughout that video, like, one of her comments was, I didn't have a car when I was a kid, so you don't have a car. Like, I don't understand how that pertains to me whatsoever. Like, I get that you didn't have a car and you had a really, really shitty childhood, but that shouldn't reflect on me. Like, why do I have to have nothing because you had nothing? My mom didn't open an RESP for me, which, not saying I need it, right? I literally can't afford to go to school anyways. Like, I can't pay for it. I don't qualify for it because I'm living back at home and my dad makes too much money. Like, that's how OSAP, that's how Ontario works. I don't know if you live here or if any of you live here or not, but it's crappy. And my parents never saved any money for me, never put money away for me. Any of my siblings, all of us, like, are just expected to finish high school and fend for ourselves, which is fine. But it seems like every time we do better for ourselves after that, my mom tries to prevent us from moving forward or going anywhere in life. Like, my mom wants to kick me out onto the street with nothing. I don't know. I'm just trying to keep my brain together until I can leave. Because I got diagnosed with PPD 6 months ago due to trauma. So, I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot because I literally live with the one person that caused it. So I don't know. That's the update. The only reason it's quiet right now because I'm currently doing. I'm not at home. I'm not at home. So I'm rarely at home. I buy my own food. I do my own thing. My dad's the only thing keeping me in that house because he understands that rent's expensive and he doesn't want me on the street. So it's not like I'm a deadbeat. Like, I have a job. I don't know. I wanted to go to school, but I can't afford it. So until I can, this is my life.